I've told you. They've given you a direct order. You have to go submit to chemical testing.
Why? Under what ground?
They don't have to have grounds.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
You're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps down, 9 heel-to-toe steps back. It's going to look something like this. 1, 2, 3.
He would do it up, and then he would take it over and give it to Valerie.
Corrupt cops often think they're untouchable, but when they push their power too far, it's only a matter of time before they get put in their place. Just like this first guy who had a little too much to drink while he piloted a boat.
Do me a favor, turn around for me.
Okay.
You are going to be placed under arrest for boating under the influence, okay? I just didn't want to do it in front of your family.
Despite their authority, police officers are not above the law. But these corrupt tyrants ignored that and did the unthinkable. Make sure to watch until the end, as today we'll be discussing cases where dirty cops abused their authority and were eventually caught. In July 2024, Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation officers noticed an individual speeding his boat in an idle zone. He immediately pulled him over and realized that it was an off-duty police officer.
Once you get yourself alongside, I'll give you this to hold on to, okay? You got it? There you go. Okay, so I'm Officer McCormack with Fish and Wildlife. Do you know why I'm stopping you?
Maybe because I was above the posted speed, just above that sign?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that sign back there, you were on plane. You passed it, okay. And you finally came down after I came around and called you over.
Okay, my bad.
It's idle all the way in once you hit that sign. See the speed of that boat right there?
Yes, sir.
That's the speed you need to be going to.
The boat's driver was a Polk County Sheriff's deputy, and he quickly revealed his identity.
Where you guys coming from?
Lakeland, Polk County Sheriff's?
No, I'm saying where are you coming from today?
Oh, we were at the sandbar all day.
Okay, gotcha.
We didn't do any fishing.
Okay.
And what else is it?
The registration, sir.
I want to say the registration I have in my truck.
You have it in your truck?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you guys with anybody else, or was just you guys?
Just
okay,
us, sir.
gotcha.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been out for?
Since about 8:30.
8:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's that? Do you have numbers displayed on your vessel, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
How far up are they?
Right about around the speaker.
Right about the speakers?
After talking to the deputy, the officer realized something was wrong with him, as he could notice signs of impairment. That's when he started to conduct some field sobriety tests.
So what I'd like for you to do is sit straight at the front edge of the seat. Put your arms about...
Can I give this to my girl?
You sure can, yeah. Go ahead. You can, and I'm going to be looking in your eyes too, so if you want to take your glasses off, you can do that too. You can set them down to the side, whatever was comfortable for you. All right, you're going to sit on the front edge of the cooler right there. I need you to hold your head still and just follow the stimulus. The stimulus is going to be right here with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? Yes, sir. All right, right here, only with your eyes. Is that sun in your eyes?
A little bit, but...
Let's get you moved. All right, slide over to the right there, sir. And then you're going to sit right here.
This right or your right?
I say left, you must touch your left index finger to your nose.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Begin.
You didn't say which finger.
Okay. So you got to listen to the task, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what position did I have you in when I told you to begin? Okay, so you're going to need to have your head tilted back to a 45, eyes closed, and then I'll give you the directions, okay?
Okay.
Left.
The eye test was simple, but the next palm tests would reveal just how intoxicated the deputy was, and the results were shocking.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Repeat this, speed up as you go, and do not stop until told. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Begin. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Speed up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you said...
Count backwards?
Just do your best. 5. Do the best so you can remember.
7, 6, 5. And then you said, I think you said like this.
Okay.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
Seeing the tests, the officers made their decision, and they had the courtesy to arrest him away from his family.
He's his service pistol LT is on the boat. Is it your service one or just off-duty one? Off-duty, I'm sorry. What we're going to do is we're going to carefully walk over here. Just watch your step as you go across, right? We'll go up onto the dock right there. Okay, so listen. Whoa, you okay?
Yeah,
Lost your balance there.
I was walking over there with
Okay.
the other deputy over there.
So do me a favor, turn around for me.
Okay.
You are being placed under arrest for boating under the influence, okay? I just didn't want to do it in front of your family. I'll explain your options here in a second.
What did I do wrong?
So I see signs of impairment, odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from your breath. All right, so I saw signs of that would indicate impairment, right? So slurred speech, odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from your breath. Obviously there was beer cans or alcoholic beverage, empty beverages on the inside of the boat, but on your standard field sobriety test, there were some indicators in there as well that showed.
The deputy was taken to the police station, and a breath test recorded his BAC to be 0.165, which is twice the legal limit. He was charged with boating under the influence, and the Polk County Sheriff's Office placed him on administrative leave. Moving on, here's another instance where a drunk cop was caught and arrested.
So right now, you will be placed under arrest for OVI. It's going to read your rights real quick.
On January 3, 2023, an Ohio State trooper pulled over a vehicle for speeding at 100 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. As he approached, another car stopped behind it, revealing that the two drivers had been drag racing.
You need your license, registration, proof of insurance. Is that your friend back there? Okay. So how long ago did you drink? When? Tuesday? Okay. Alright, I'll be right back. You got your license, registration, proof of insurance? How much have you had to drink?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm just following her home.
Okay.
The second vehicle's driver was later identified as off-duty Columbus police officer Trier Kniper. She had stopped for her friend, but soon she would also find herself in trouble.
Any reason why you guys are racing?
Honestly, just follow me prior.
Okay. Because you're not the only people on the road. You do understand that. Okay. You stand right here. Have you had any recent head injuries or do you have any inner ear problems? No. Are you wearing contacts?
I'm sorry?
Are you wearing contacts?
No.
Nope. Go ahead and spit your gum out for me. Interlace your fingers like this. Place them up under your chin. That'll help keep your head still, okay?
Officer Kniper was the subject of an eye test, but before conducting the rest of the field sobriety tests, the trooper went over to talk to her friend, who was clearly more impaired than the officer.
Thought I gave it back to you already. I'm gonna have you step out for me, okay? You got your car in park? You got your car in park? Okay. Roll your other window up. Roll your other window up so your dog doesn't jump out. Do you have any gum in your mouth? Have you had any recent head injuries or do you have any inner ear problems?
Sorry.
Have you had any recent head injuries or do you have any inner ear problems?
I've heard about 11 concussions.
Okay. Alright, are you wearing contacts?
The trooper proceeded to conduct the field sobriety tests on her friend, who was identified as Paige Slyman, and her abysmal performance only meant one thing.
Put your right foot in front of your left. Heel of your right foot touching the toe of your left. Arms down to your sides. Maintain that position till I complete the instructions. Once you start walking, don't stop till you complete the test. You understand the instructions, ma'am?
Yes.
Go ahead and begin. Count your first step as 1. Impact the turn. Tail after turn. Okay. We'll come up here a little closer. Alright. Go ahead and turn around for me. Hands behind your back. Palms together. I'm gonna raise your sleeves up. Palms together for me. Palms. Yep. Don't interlace them. Yep, just like that. Right now you're being placed under arrest for driving under influence, okay?
After arresting Miss Slyman, the trooper returned to Officer Kniper and conducted the walk and turn test, a key indicator of intoxication.
I was taking her to get her car, and she was going to her boyfriend's house, and I was going to my friend's house. And when I saw she was getting pulled over, I just pulled over with her.
I detect the odor of alcohol, so make sure we're gonna run some tests, alright? I'm gonna have you step over this way a little bit more, right there. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna have you put your right foot in front of you, directly in front of you, left foot in front of it, heel to toe like this. I'm gonna put your arms down at your side. Don't move from this position until instructed to do so, okay? So for this test, you're gonna take a series of small steps, and you're gonna turn yourself around. You're gonna take 9 heel-to-toe steps down, 9 heel-to-toe steps back. It's gonna look something like this. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let me go on this side, actually. Sorry about that. So,
It's shocking how, despite being an officer, Kniper was drag racing with her friend, and both of them were intoxicated beyond the limit. The trooper also slapped the cuffs on her wrist, and both were taken to the police station.
1,035, 1,027, 1,028, 1,029, 1,030.
you can stop. Alright. So I'm just gonna look at your eyes one more time. We're gonna do another test and do circle. Well, I'm gonna have you back up for me, okay? You see that red light right there? This red light, my patrol car right here on my camera.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have you face that, okay? Cool. I'm gonna have you step forward for me, okay? All right. I'm gonna have you place your hands behind your back like you're clapping. I'm gonna explain some things to you, okay? So right now, here, I'll have you put like you're clapping. Cool. So right now, you will be placed under arrest for OVI. It's going to read your rights real quick. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to your attorney prior to any questionings. You have the right to stop answering questions at any time. Do you understand your rights as I read them to you? All right, cool. This red light, my patrol car right here on my camera. I'm just going to have you face that, okay? Cool. I'm going to have you step forward for me, okay? All right. I'm gonna have you place your hands behind your back like you're clapping. I'm gonna explain some things to you, okay? So right now, here, I'll have you put like you're clapping. Cool. So right now, you will be placed under arrest for OVI. It's gonna read your rights real quick. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to your attorney prior to any questionings. You have the right to stop answering questions at any time. Do you understand your rights as I read them to you? All right, cool.
Both Officer Kniper and her friend were charged with drag racing and OVI. The officer refused to provide a breath or blood sample at the station, resulting in a 1-year license suspension. Despite this, she remains a Columbus police officer to this day. While this officer faced consequences, these federal security agents needed a reminder of the law, thanks to a brave auditor.
I'm not in the courthouse. Is the courthouse over there, through those doors? But there's no court here, right, where I'm standing?
What's your goal?
No, my goal is to just take some pictures and video in public spaces. That's it. I didn't come up to you. I didn't call you here. I didn't do any of that. So, do you mind if I get your name, sir? Yeah, no? Okay.
I don't know what your goal is.
That's very professional, sir.
In August 2024, Auditor Sean Reyes visited the United States Post Office and courthouse in Scranton, Pennsylvania to exercise his right to film. However, just seconds after arriving, he received a cold welcome.
Sure.
7 a.m.
Videotape.
Who are you, sir?
Videotape.
Who are you, sir?
I work here.
And your name?
You're not allowed to videotape.
I'm not allowed to record?
No.
Isn't this a public area here?
You're not allowed to videotape in here.
Do you mind if I get your name, sir?
My name is Mark Lavelle. There's a sign out here that says videotape.
There's no signs here.
There's a sign on the main.
It really makes you wonder why these security officials have such a problem with the camera. Shortly after, they ganged up on the auditor to intimidate him to stop recording.
Usually it's posted. I don't see it posted here, but
This ain't just postal.
right. Well, I'm not in the courthouse. Is the courthouse over there through those doors?
All over.
But there's no court here, right, where I'm standing?
What's your goal?
No, my goal is to just take some pictures and video in public spaces. That's it. I didn't come up to you. I didn't call you here. I didn't do any of that. So, do you mind if I get your name, sir? Yeah, no? Okay.
I don't know what your goal is.
That's very professional, sir. Well, no, I'm trying to tell you it's a federal law. It's normally posted, and it says photographs for news purposes may be taken entrances, lobbies, and foyers. This is a lobby, and it's a federal law. So you might be mistaken on the rules. Like I said, I wish we had it posted. I can bring it up on my phone, though, if you'd like.
These clueless security guards had no understanding of the law and had no idea they were up against someone who knew it far better than they did.
I know you said you didn't want to read it, sir, but I just so we have them. Sir, do you mind if I get your name? Sir? Do you mind if I get your name?
Tony.
Tony? Nice to meet you, Tony. Thank you for being professional. Do you mind if I get your name, sir? Still no? Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Well, I mean, you're not giving me yours, or else I would give you mine.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Well, when he gives me his name, I'll gladly tell you. Yeah. So when you properly identify yourself, I'll tell you. Craig? My name is Sean, Craig. Nice to meet you.
No, what's your name?
Craig what? My name is Sean. Craig what? It's okay for you to know my last name, but I don't get to know your name. How does that work?
What's your goal here, buddy?
My goal is to take it's a beautiful building here. It's great architecture here. It's a very historical building.
Sean insisted on a supervisor or a law enforcement officer while trying to educate the security officials by showing them the statutes. However, they ignored the facts and refused to listen.
You have, a bunch of memorabilia everywhere, for people to see. Am I from the area? I'm in town on business. No, I'm not from the area. No, I'm just taking some pictures. It's a beautiful lobby here with different architecture and different models here.
Were you across the street taking pictures over there?
Where?
Across the street.
Oh, I don't know what's across the street.
That's a beautiful building.
Really? Yeah, I'll get to it. See, look, I know you didn't want to read it, but I'll just show it to you.
You don't have to show it to me. There's somebody coming down the top.
I know, but I'm just saying this is from the USPS website, the Federal Rules and Regulations Governing Conduct. I'm just trying to give clarification to the situation, sir. That's it. I mean, is there a reason why you're walking in front of me, sir? Are you supervisor, sir? No? Do you mind if I get your name? You don't mind?
You're asking everybody's name, but you're not giving us yours.
I did. I said my name is Sean.
What's your last name?
What's your last name, sir?
What's up?
My last name's Reyes, sir. Nice to meet
Reyes?
you. Yeah. Nice to meet
Where are
you.
you from?
Finally, after some time, a deputy marshal and the head of security of the building appeared to talk to Sean. It was time for these clueless officials to get a much-needed lesson on the law.
I'm Gio.
Gio? Nice to meet you, Gio.
What brings you here? What's going on?
Oh, no, I just saw this beautiful building here. It's a great architecture, and I was trying to explain to these, the security.
Just so you know, he's walking around videotaping and talking.
Right, yeah, I'm documenting. Yeah. Exactly what I said I was doing. Who are you, sir?
I'm a deputy U.S. Marshal.
You're a deputy with U.S. Marshal. Okay. Yeah. No. I saw this beautiful. I saw the memorabilia here. I was just walking around taking pictures of the.
This is down in this is a public space area.
Right.
Right. So, right here in this area, if you have your phone out and stuff like that, you're taking pictures here and there. That's fine.
Right. That's what I was trying to explain to them.
So where the buck stops is once you start getting towards your secure area over here.
So that's the federal courthouse, right?
Yes, this is part of the federal courthouse.
Right.
But this is a public space.
Right.
Once you get near the access
secure area,
that's where the buck stops.
Right.
It's good to see that at least someone knows the law. Slowly, we watch as the dumb officials start to get away from the scene, realizing that they've been proven wrong and held accountable for their actions.
Yeah, there's no, I don't agree that there should be transparency in the courthouses, but I'm not going against a federal judge because I lose every time.
Like that's across the country.
Right. No, I know it's a federal statute.
Yeah.
I know it's a federal statute.
Like I said, but when you're
I don't have to agree with it.
If you're in here and you're recording these areas, The only thing is obviously be respectful of everyone.
Right, yeah, no, you have a lot of memorabilia over here posted and stuff like that, so I was just looking at it.
But once we enter near the secure area there,
right,
where we have our magnetometers or security checkpoint, just like the airport.
Right.
You know, when you're...
Well, you can record at the airport.
If you're standing in line and stuff like that, there are signs posted saying no video, no...
No. Listen, I don't want to get into the back and forth with you about it. I'm just saying, just from personal experience, there's a TSA memo too that says you can record the security checkpoint. But that's neither here nor there. We're not at the airport. I'm not trying to... They came up to me saying I couldn't record in this area, and I tried to tell them about the rules and regulations, where it specifically says for news purposes you're allowed to record.
We're not going to sit here and argue about it.
Right? No, I'm not arguing with you, Gio.
The deputy did stand with Sean on the law, but never tried to teach some lesson on the law to those idiot officials who still had no remorse for their actions.
Once we get to the secure checkpoint areas, that's where the buck stops.
Right, that's the federal.
That's
yeah, because that's the federal courthouse, right?
I mean, this is all part of it.
Well, yeah.
This building, because there's an atrium that connects both buildings.
Right.
And it all falls under the federal courthouse. It's a federal building.
Right, it's a federal building, right. But depending on where I'm in the building, there's different guidelines and regulations that govern conduct, and that's what I was trying to tell them.
All the business happens past that checkpoint.
Right.
So that's where the phone stops. Even if you were to come in, and say you had an appointment.
Right. Are they law enforcement, or
yes.
They are law enforcement? Okay. So why would they call you down? Why couldn't they just deal with it themselves?
They work for us.
It's a private company, right?
Court security officers. Yes.
You're contractors. And you work directly for the federal government. Okay, I just want to understand that logic. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, well, I mean, if you could just let them know, because they,
But sometimes it's...
I just don't want, if somebody else came in here and taking pictures, they're going to tell them, hey, you can't take pictures in here, it's against federal law, when it's not. I think it's something that should be clarified. Right. That's all.
Yeah. Sean was definitely not happy with the treatment he received, and it's tough to see how you can't even exercise your constitutional rights due to individuals like these who have no sense of the law.
No, we're just like I said, just making sure everything's cool.
Right.
Because sometimes,
well, making sure something's cool and then being confident in something is different.
Again, at the end of the day, the world's a weird place right now, so we're always having to stay on edge. Right. They probably came up to you, because we don't have a ton of people coming in recording.
This beautiful building?
It is, and I agree. But a lot of times we don't have people come, people don't come into federal courthouses to walk around. Usually it's because you got business there.
Well, I've been in a lot of federal courthouses, and they're very beautiful buildings.
Yeah,
marble walls, they are very beautiful. Great architecture.
Great architecture. Great designs.
Yeah. And especially this one, it's post office and
You're probably one of the few.
Right.
You're one of the few that have come in to really appreciate the artwork and everything like that.
I mean,
as opposed to, like I said, most people walking by to see federal courthouse and just keep walking right.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
So, take care of yourself.
Thank you, Gio.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. So this side over here is the federal courthouse, where they won't even allow you to have a phone. I've been to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals before in New York City, and they will take your phone, electronic devices, and it's a federal statute within the federal code that you cannot have possession of an electronic device in a courthouse. And I gotta tell you, if you ever wanted to go into a federal building, it's a shame that they won't allow pictures or videos inside of federal courthouses and the courthouse part of it, because it's actually very beautiful. That's where all our tax money goes. Marble walls, columns, it's very beautiful.
This next sheriff is such a tyrant, officers are leaving his PD just because of his attitude.
You get on my traffic stop again, I will arrest you.
Yeah, I'll arrest you right now.
Do it, buddy.
And we're gonna... You're going now. Okay, well, what if I don't? We gonna have a problem.
So you're driving a city vehicle without a duty weapon?
Yeah, is that something illegal?
Yeah, it's against policy.
What ain't against policy? Don't get too close. That's what I'm saying. Then back up on me. I'm just saying, I don't want this thing to escalate. How's it gonna escalate? You tell me.
Cop-on-cop confrontations are really rare, and the cases I picked for you today are unlike any other, starting with the first one where two cops have a complete meltdown over a traffic stop. Sergeant James of the Hiawassee PD conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle after observing it driving recklessly.
Good evening. How are you doing? Doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing all right.
What's your hurry? You're very recklessly from the city all the way here, man. In and out of traffic, not using turn signal. Man, I watched you. It took me this long to catch up to you.
I'm sorry.
You were 70 plus.
I didn't think I was that bad.
I checked you at 65.
I'm sorry.
What's your hurry?
I gotta get my medication.
You gonna try to kill people over medication?
No, well, it helps with my anxiety.
If that car in front of you would have slammed on brakes, you would have caused a wreck right here. What kind of medication is it?
It's for bipolar and anxiety.
Okay, I don't think that medicine would make you drive the way you were driving.
No, because it's starting to wear off. I was expecting to be home all night.
It's starting to wear off?
Yeah.
How many times a day you take it?
One when after I eat breakfast, I take one at 9 o'clock, one at 2 o'clock, and then one in the evening. And it's starting to wear, I can feel my head starting to...
Well, the way you were driving,
that's what happened. That's why I'm taking the medication.
Well, maybe you don't need to be driving at all.
No, as long as I'm on my medication.
Well, why don't you take your medication with you?
Because I expected to be home.
Hang tight.
The man was going way over the speed limit, and the traffic stop was fully warranted, but soon enough, trouble would arrive.
Alright, I didn't write you for reckless driving or any of that. I wrote you for speed, just like I told you, 65 and a 45. I did put what you say and what I observed, okay? Your court date is August 8th, 2022 at the Hiawassee City Hall, okay? Alright, watch coming through town like that, man.
Oh, yeah,
Traffic's heavy, okay? Alright, be careful.
Sir, got a question. Yes, what come on.
Inside the city or out here?
No, just right here.
Okay.
Go pull the video at Valero. You get on my traffic stop again, I will arrest you.
Yeah, I'll arrest you right now.
Do it, buddy.
And we're going to
do it.
Charges against your ignorance.
Do it, Ode.
Go for it.
Do it. There's cameras at Valero and there's cameras at Napa that see you pulled out.
Shut your mouth.
You don't talk to me like that. I'm not your boy.
Talk to you, boy. You a boy.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Count 302. Status check.
Info.
This madman was Sheriff Henderson, and he's had a long-standing grudge against the Hiawassee PD.
And you're going to hang out with him while you're in uniform working for me. I run this motherfucker by myself before I'll be disrespected by people that work for me. And I'm sorry, I know I'm acting crazy. I've never been so damn mad. But let me ask you, are you going to hang out all the time with my enemies?
People have left the sheriff's office because of his behavior. Who would even want to work for a boss like that? And what's surprising is that he still holds office. He can only be replaced by the voters, so if the people of Hiawassee really want to change, they should vote this man out. This next deputy was a diva. He was pulled over for driving under the influence and then started taunting his superiors. On January 13, 2021, a woman dialed 911 to report saying that a Bossier City police unit was driving erratically and hit a mailbox. The driver was identified as off-duty Officer Travis Coker. 3 supervisors immediately pulled him over to confront him.
How was your driving? Driving fine. It pulls a little bit to the right. Other than that, unless I drop something or whatever, hit the curb or whatever, or in the middle line, but you can go around the car if you like. Did you drop something? The only thing I know of is I dropped the phone down on the seat and was reaching for it to get it. I had to check to see what they were. Wait. You know, right there in the middle of the back seat. So you got off? You got off at 6 o'clock today? I did. I got 2 kids now. Did you go straight to bed or what was the deal? No, I didn't. So you've been up since last night? I have. The Adderall? What is it? The Exotram or what? Clozapam? Yeah. They cause business. Have you taken a couple of these? No, not today. No. Not a one.
The supervisor checked Coker's car and found sleeping pills on the front seat, but Coker downright denied that he took them, and the supervisors weren't about to let this slide.
So you think you're good to go for driving? 100%. And look, ain't nobody trying to get no more. No, I know, and that's why I had been asleep. I was trying to get everything arranged. Got home, got the kids on the school bus, met Daddy, got all that situated, just trying to pick the house up. He didn't need his prescription. He can't walk, so I'm sitting there waiting for him.
I mean, it's nothing personal. I know it seems that way, but
No, I get
they got
that.
an obligation to
I
just check
get
things
that.
out whenever you
Yeah,
got a
I get it.
complaint like that, you know?
Man, I told him that when I went to nice, man. I can't. I'm just trying to juggle it all. It's not like I go home and just get great sleep. I just don't.
Right.
You know, I've got full custody of 2 kids, and I got to get.
Right.
My mom just died. I'm trying to help my dad with all the bills and all that shit.
Right.
Come up here and get his prescription. He can't walk. So.
Right. I get it.
Can't even walk. I'll be glad to come up here just a little bit.
But I don't feel safe that you're driving right after you know that you're okay.
But can I get somebody to come get me? I promise you, Lieutenant Cap, I am fine. If I hit something, it was dropping my phone. It ain't the sleep.
Well, listen to me. We're going to have to go this route, what I just told you.
Okay, I'm telling you, I can't do that right now.
You don't have no other choice. I'm telling you that right now.
Cap, with all due respect, when I get off, I have obligations to things. That's why I couldn't go tonight to begin with, but I'm making it work.
Coker was playing the pity card and being all nice right now, but this won't last for long as eventually he was going to lash out at his supervisors.
Captain, I can't go right this
You're going now.
Okay, well, what if I don't?
We're going to have a problem.
What's the problem?
You probably administrative leave.
For what? Because I can't go right this second because I'm on my off time?
Listen to me. You're operating.
I wasn't even driving.
Coker.
Captain, I love you to death. I mean,
but you put me in a bad spot.
Captain, I'm in the only spot I can be in, man. I'm trying to take care of my family.
You're going to have to go with him, okay?
I can't go there right now, Captain.
So here's the deal.
I'm not trying to be, Captain, I ain't trying to be ugly at all. I can get somebody to come get me. I'll come back and get it later, whatever you want me to do. Sorry, I'm not trying to refuse anything.
Listen to me.
I'm not.
If you was in your POV, listen to me.
I would be.
Listen
it's
to
in
me.
the shop.
If you was in your POV, we wouldn't be out here right now.
I know that.
But you in the city vehicle.
Right. And it's her word again. She got some videotape?
Listen to me, man.
This is not court. I mean? This is an administrative deal.
I know that, but I'm just saying, anybody's out there, the police. Like I said, if I drop my phone and went over the line, I'm not doubting that.
Yes, sir.
But I have to get to. Give me 35 minutes. I'll come back and do whatever you want me to do.
Can't do that.
Okay, well, can I get somebody to come get me?
No, you gotta
come with us. If
I cannot come with you,
if you refuse, we're not gonna have no choice but to put you on administrative.
Hey, what does that mean?
That means that we have to take your gun, take your badge, and then we gotta go to the chief's office. And then the chief administration will take care of that. That's what we have to do. We're obligated to do what we're doing right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if we refuse, we ain't going to handcuff you and take you with us, but we're not going to give you the keys to the city car. We're not going to do that.
Can I get my stuff out of it?
Slow down. Are you going to take the test, or are you not going to take the test?
I will take the test today. I just can't take it right this second.
Why? Because it might incriminate him? If he's so innocent, why doesn't he just take it and be done with it? He knew he was driving under the influence, and the supervisors weren't going to let him off the hook.
What he's explaining to you
Yes, sir. And I'm
is
on y'all's
that
team.
he and the captain are giving you an order. Being in patrol administration, okay, you're under their command that you have to submit to reasonable suspicion testing.
What is the reasonable suspicion?
This is not for debate. Listen to me.
I'm just saying, explain to me
Coker,
the reasonable suspicion.
you're arguing. Look.
I'm asking.
Okay.
Sergeant, don't worry about it. He's been policing long enough. This guy, the detectives, if you don't understand what we're saying right now, you're not going to never understand what we're saying. Okay, so we just leave it right there. I'm not worried.
I'm just asking, so that's all I'm doing. I'm on y'all's team.
You understand by not taking the test now, you're subject to administrative issues or administrative procedures?
Listen, I'm on the phone with one of the deputy chiefs. He said you got to go for reasonable suspicion that something, you got to go.
I can't go right this second. Can you give me 30 minutes?
And we're gonna make sure whatever your family needs are, we will make sure those family needs are taken care of.
I have to take care of it. I go to work every night. I'm there at 10 o'clock.
Are you going to submit to the testing or not?
I will go to any test y'all want me to go to. Just give me just a little bit of time.
Can't do that.
And I will drive a POV back there.
We're not going to let you drive. That's the purpose of the test. To make sure that you're
okay.
Let me
get somebody come get me. And then I will get my stuff in order at the house and I will come right back.
The supervisors offered Coker that they'll go take care of the family stuff he wants to do, and he was not allowed to drive his car right now. Coker was then told that he can't touch anything in the car since this was now an active investigation. This didn't sit right with him.
You owe you day shift? No, you don't owe me anything. But you know what you owe me? Not to lie to me. Nobody lying to you like that. Y'all didn't. I'm not lying to you. You didn't, but I got lied to by multiple people. Not you, Captain.
Listen to me. Can I explain to that?
Yeah, you can.
They didn't lie to you either. It was miscommunication. They were supposed to get with me, and I had put out the letter before they. Yes, nobody lied to you.
Well, they didn't get with you. Like they said they would. I'm not trying to make nobody's job hard. Work with all y'all. Fine, I'm gonna get my stuff out of it. When? Right now. It's my stuff. I can believe I can get it. It's my personal stuff. Okay. You'll be able to get it, but you're not getting it right now. Well, I got to get my personal stuff, or that's a theft.
No, it's not.
Oh, what's going to end up happening? You taking out my chance of being terminated. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
But over what, Captain?
Because right now, the way you're acting, we're trying to do our
Captain,
job. We're trying to do something. You are being respectful.
I'm being as respectful as I can be.
Are you going, yes or no?
Captain, I have an obligation at home. I'm off. I'm not going right now. It's a yes or no answer. I'm not going right now. Okay. Can I get my personal stuff out of my car?
Do you have any weapons inside that car?
No, sir.
Okay, where's your weapon?
It is at home.
So you're driving a city vehicle without a duty weapon?
Yeah, is that something illegal?
Yeah, it's against policy.
What ain't against policy?
Well, maybe you should brush up on it just a little bit.
Okay, I guarantee you we can look around and everybody's broke policy.
Okay.
Coker was so stubborn he wasn't letting the supervisors do their job. What's worse is that Coker was about to snap on the officers since his pity act didn't work.
It's not open. You ain't doing no digging, man. Y'all can look. Man, it ain't nothing. What is it that you need out of your vehicle? I got $600 in the console. Okay, I'm gonna get it. No. You're not going in the vehicle. Listen, you don't understand, Coker. I got the keys to the car. I need that money. Yeah, you get. Yeah,
Captain,
we're gonna get my money.
We're gonna get you the money. Nobody's trying to keep your money from you.
Nobody gonna keep your money. Well, why can't I get it now?
Step to the front of the car, man.
You can get it from me. Stand in front of me.
Good, how are you?
Oh, now I'm in trouble now. Stand back in front of the vehicle. I need my cigarette. Stand in front of the vehicle. Am I under arrest?
No.
Well, what I need to stand in front of the damn vehicle? Because I said so, that's why. Well, who are you to say so? You ain't no rank to me today. At this point, I don't trust you, man. I don't care if you trust me or not. I don't want you near me. That's fine. I don't want you near me. How about that? Okay. I'm not under arrest.
Put that in the car.
Can you grab my bucket of dip sitting out there under the seat, please? And my wallet, Captain, is...
Where's your wallet? Hey.
I'm just trying to look and see where it's at.
Hey.
It's probably right on the...
Just come back over here, man.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm under arrest, Sarge.
You're not under arrest.
What in the fuck is going on?
You're not under arrest. You're frustrated.
I am badly.
And I get that.
This it?
Yes, sir. And my black wallet.
Where's the wallet at?
Well, I'm trying to think. It should be right around there somewhere.
Even though the supervisors weren't supposed to hand him over his belongings, they still did it out of the spirit of being on the same force. But Coker was extremely ungrateful and even challenged his supervisor's authority.
You can't deprive somebody of their stuff.
They're not depriving your stuff.
Well, how long does... Well, let's define deprive.
I mean, we can sit here and play Webster all you want to.
But let's define deprive.
Okay.
Because
to permanently keep you from it, they're not. You're going to get it back. However,
at what point in time?
Whenever you make arrangements,
well, that's
to get
like
the stuff out of your vehicle.
Breaks in the car and says, "I'm going to give it back." Not today.
Okay. I'm not going to have this debate with you. It's not a theft.
It is.
It's not a theft, Coker. It's not a theft.
It's a theft.
Well, after we get done, then you contact the sheriff's office, and then you can make a report to theft.
Sarge, I wouldn't do that, man.
Okay, I'm just telling you. You got to. I understand you're frustrated, but you're going about things the wrong way.
I can't do it right now, or otherwise I would,
I understand, but you have to do it now. That's what they're telling you, is you have to. That's an order.
You have to.
You're right. There are consequences if you don't, though.
Right.
Okay.
You have no proof of I've done anything.
Okay, Coker.
Sarge, this is the last
do you understand? Do you understand that we're not talking about guilt beyond a reasonable doubt? For an administrative purposes, all they got to have is a preponderance of evidence.
Okay.
You understand?
What is the preponderance of evidence?
It's the lowest.
Where's the evidence?
Listen to me. This is an administrative matter. It's not a criminal matter.
What are we doing?
Giving you a ride home.
Man, y'all call somebody. Y'all ain't got to do that. I ain't mad at none of y'all. Y'all treating me like shit. I ain't mad at none of y'all.
Nobody treat you like anything, Cole. We had a complaint. We got to see through it. But you're hindering us from doing what we got to do.
No, I'm not. Man, my family comes first, man. Okay. And I told you that.
We sit here probably on scene right here, probably at least about 20 or 30 minutes.
That I could have been done.
And don't smoke right now, because you're finna get in his unit.
I gotta go in there and get my prescription, Captain. I mean, I ain't got no choice why I'm here. You think I want to be here not asleep? That's where you're missing it, man. You're missing it. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. You in the city car. Oh, I might be, but you have no jurisdiction right here. Take me nowhere.
It's not a criminal matter, dude. It's an administrative matter.
It's not. It is an administrative matter, but I've done nothing wrong. Where's the complainant?
These are the complainants.
Who's complaining?
Yes, sir.
Who's complaining?
Dude, you have a bad understanding.
No, what I do is I understand the law. So
we're not dealing with law. That's what you don't understand.
Well, we're dealing with a complaint.
We're dealing with administrative issues right now. They've given
What are they?
They've given you.
What are they?
I'm not going to argue. You can take it up with Captain Aguirre.
What are they?
You can take it up with Sergeant Mack.
What are the issues?
I've told you. They've given you a direct order. You have to go submit to chemical testing.
Why? Under what ground?
They don't have to have grounds.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Did I get pulled for a random?
It doesn't matter.
Sorry,
then take it up with your attorney and civil service. I suggest you do.
What it said. I've already read it. I know what it said.
The department's own policy clearly stated that they adhere to a drug alcohol-free workplace. Any supervisor can ask their deputy to submit to a breath test, and if any deputy is taking medication that might impair their ability to work, they should declare it. Coker violated both of these policies.
I'm good right here. Listen, man. I'm good. Let's not get to the point where this gets escalated. It don't have to get escalated because the thing is, you're OJ here. Okay? And you might have the car, but you don't have me. Okay, I understand. Okay, and I'm just going to cut and drive on that. Okay, I stand where I want to. Okay. I think I'm good. Let me tell you something. Okay, go ahead and tell me. Don't get too close. That's what I'm saying. Then back up on me. I'm right here. Okay. I'm asking you to stand right there. But if you don't stand right there, I'm just saying, I don't want this thing to escalate. How's it going to escalate? You tell me. Well, I'm telling you, I don't want you to get too close over here. Let my captain do what he got to do. Okay. That's what I'm asking. You tell me how it's going to escalate. I'm hoping it don't escalate. Well, what would it escalate into? I don't know. I'm just telling you. I'll let them know that it's going to escalate because I'll stand on the curb. I don't want it to escalate. Yeah. Me. Okay. I know you don't. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I know you just stand right there. Don't get closer to me. Then you don't get close to me. I'm right here. I'm good. I'm good too. Cool. I just want my fucking shit out of my car. We're on the same page. Yeah. No, I don't think we are. Yeah, we are. I don't think so. Yeah. Because you have to step closer. And I'm glad you're right where you're at. Yeah, I'm right where I'm at. And you can step closer than me. Yeah, I know. Because I'm good. Because I don't want it to escalate. Me neither. Cool. That's what I'm saying. We're on the same page. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You see all this out here? This is Bossier Parish, not Bossier City. Sure? Very sure. All right. Lived here 35 years. I agree with you. No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
His supervisor was being humble. You can see how he's trained not to escalate the situation. If it was any other officer, they would have had him in cuffs just for raising his voice. All the while, Coker continued to behave like a spoiled brat.
Still with you. I hope you won't hate me.
I don't hate you now.
Well, hopefully we'll forget about this little incident. Probably not.
What are the deputies to blame for when the chiefs are corrupt? This chief stole from his department and finally got caught.
I didn't fight the system because I honestly believed they were my checks.
It's scary when you start seeing police chiefs being interrogated for corruption. How can you trust any cop if their chief gets caught for his crimes? This interrogation will show you exactly how this chief manipulated the system and cashed in on it. On March 10, 2018, Buckeye Lake Police Chief James Hansey went over to a residence for a police call and accidentally fired his weapon. This led to an investigation into the chief's conduct, where the police found out that there was a lot of shady stuff he had been doing this whole time, and nobody knew.
I wasn't even thinking of being on technically light duty. Right. I had no gun with me. And, you know, with there someone possibly being in that house dying, you guys have done the same thing. You'd have went in. We had 3 people here, and we've been trained. I told Ritter, give me your handgun. Vermaiden went around the side of the trailer to see if there was a door on the back. And we went in cover 3. Vermaiden was the first one in the door, went to the right, because it's a single wide. Went in and I went to the left and I held the whole back of the trailer. And the trailer is really dark. And the only lights that's on is their flashlights and a TV in the very back room. I'm standing here, low ready, left hand, and all of a sudden something flashed. I thought someone was coming up at me. When I came up, I hit a corner and put went in around, went in the floor.
Okay. Did you have your finger on the trigger or something when you went up?
I had, yeah.
Hansy had a finger amputation just a day before the incident and was advised to stick to desk duty. But the policy didn't get through the thick skull of his and he ended up endangering lives.
Listen, we had an accidental discharge. Sorry about that. Everything in the house is fine. And his exact words to me is, I don't give a shit, as long as my mom's okay.
The point still stands. He wasn't allowed to be there. Would he say sorry about that if the shot actually injured someone?
Just come right to the scene with you guys and help clear the trailer.
You know, I don't know if he also notified dispatch because we didn't have a walkie on him. I didn't have a walkie either, did Jeff. I do know when I was standing there and she said 99 traffic, he got on the radio and asked her and said, but 458 99 traffic.
Okay. All right. So we pull a tape from there. It's going to have you call on dispatch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Because Ritter marked dispatch too and said, hey, this is going on over here at the trailer park and everything else. So he actually marked it. So you guys get over there, you have your external discharge, talk to the people, everything's fine with them. Now, at some point, Hebert came over, right?
Yes.
Okay. Were they called to come over?
I don't know.
Yes, obviously it's the mayor's fault. Dodging accountability is going to be difficult for a guy his size.
I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I called the mayor. I called the mayor 6 times and she never called me back. She called Ritter instead of calling my phone. She does that a lot. Because she had the other day, she's standing there, Ritter's phone goes off. Call from Peggy Wells. He's talking to her. I'm like, I walk up and say, why aren't you calling me? I'm the chief.
Right.
From years, she's been on council for years, and yeah, she never liked the police department. She's actually picketed against the fire department. She don't like them. She had a big meeting with Randy Thorpe, and Billy was still there, and wanted to see about bringing them in and get rid of us. And Billy and them guys told him, you can't afford us.
Right.
But when she took over mayor, and she took me in on January 19th, I told her, I said, all I want to do is my job.
Yeah.
I want to work with you. I have no hard feelings about nothing.
I didn't know cops were allowed to work from home. Do they handcuff using emails? Who allowed him to be paid while he worked from home?
I guess a couple of them mentioned a computer that you had at home, that your excuse was that you had to go home because you had some information on the computer at home that you didn't at work.
My computer at home is set up the same way the computer at the house. At the office.
Okay.
And if I was at my house doing stuff and writing, you can go to my house right now and I can show you the stuff that I've done, changing policies and changing things. I've had permission from our mayor, Kate Carroll, to go there.
Okay. Have you had permission from this mayor to go there?
No, and I haven't.
Okay. All right.
I wish I'd have brought my phone in. The times that they're probably talking about is I burnt my foot right heel really bad, clear to the bone. And I had to have a special boot. And it hurt to walk in it.
The police chiefs should report weekly to some higher authority, and investigators should go through the police station at least once a month.
And I would come in the mornings, I would get the mail like I was supposed to, I would check the phone recorders and do everything else, and then I would go to the house and do what I had to do. But I always had my walkie right there, and they knew this.
Well, I think part of it too was they said they came over, a couple of times, and you were just wearing shorts and a t-shirt watching cops while you were on duty.
No.
And that was and then when I checked the records, you had him logged down as hours for that day. But my concern is if you're at home that day, and that's true. Let's say that's true what he's saying, If you're just sitting around watching cops when you're supposed to be at work, that could be an issue.
Right.
Obviously, I mean, you're the chief of police. You wouldn't want one of your guys doing that.
I would go home a lot. But I would not. I would be in blue jeans or my BDU pants and a shirt that always said police. And I would be doing the stuff that I was allowed to do on the computer for the mayor.
He was treating the police station like a restaurant he owned. What a waste of tax dollars.
So what are your procedures for junking cars?
Junking cars?
Yeah, let's say you get a car in an impound, nobody comes and gets it. What is your procedures to get rid of that vehicle?
Run the thing through the state of Ohio. They come back and tell us if there's a lien on it. And then you send that person, or if there's a lien on it, you send that person 10-day notice. Or if there's no lien on it, you send that person, the owner, 10-day notice. And then if they don't collect it or we get it back, they've got 10 days to pay the towing or anything like that. If not, then I go get a title from the BMV, and then we gather how many other cars we got up, get 3 bids, and then people come out and look at the, like junkyards or private people or whatever. They look at all the cars all at once and give you 3 bids, and the highest bidder gets them.
Okay.
As if the situation couldn't get worse, Chief Hansey was also accused of removing batteries from junk cars and selling them for personal profit.
Have you ever taken any batteries out and sold the batteries?
No.
No? And the reason I'm asking in this setting, Jimmy, is this is a setting where under Gary, you can't be charged with what we're talking about. We can't talk about this criminally.
Right.
Okay, but if that comes out criminally, there's going to be some issues probably with stealing, okay? So there's been those allegations, and a little more than just allegations, very, very specific things that I've checked out that are not making a lot of sense, okay? One of them especially being a water pump that was taken off of a truck for Randy.
If anything was taken off them cars, the village already owned them, and they had permission from the mayor to take anything. I personally have never taken anything off the cars, out of the cars, anything. Now Randy and Mark Dimick has, yes, but they've always had permission, and they've never done anything until the vehicles were owned by the village.
Sure.
This police department was a joke. Petty crime right under the roof of a police station?
Did you take any batteries then after they owned it? Did the mayor say, hey, you can take these? I'm trying to explain it for myself in my head why I've had 2 people tell me the same thing now. 2 different people. One, that I would say is completely on your side. One that says maybe not completely on your side, and they're both telling me the same thing. So I'm trying to figure that out why in my head that would be the case. So is there a circumstance or an instance where you did take a battery or 2 after the mayor cleared it?
I've never taken a battery.
Never?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
All right. Well, I needed to ask you about that because, like I said, I've had a couple of them here, all right?
The detectives wanted more out of the chief, so they shifted the point and attacked him for the same discharge situation.
In the village, they took a call, even though they're not cleared to come back for 2 more days. Would you per se, do you have a problem with that?
If it was the same situation that I was put in?
Sure, call exactly the same.
No, I would not.
Okay. And why is that?
Because there was imminent risk of death. He was there. He had plenty enough people to take care of what the situation was. And I believe he has what word do I want to use?
You want to use probably duty to do something, right?
Yeah.
I assume that's where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I would not have a problem with that at all. I mean, the accidental discharge was very unfortunate and a bad timing, but no, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all because of the imminent danger.
Once again, the accidental discharge seemed to only be a stepping stone for the detectives as they pursued another key issue in the department.
You've got all the hours listed for everybody that worked, all the calls were taken, all that stuff.
Yeah, we get the calls and everything out of the computer system.
Okay.
And Jeff would estimate the hours.
How's he estimating the hours? I'm confused on that part.
I worked 80 hours a week. I mean 80 hours a week.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. That's 160 a month. So he'd put 160. He would take what he was supposed to work, divide that by 2. That's what he would get. Just down the line like that.
Okay. Ultimately responsible for that. to make sure those numbers are correct.
Those numbers were estimations. They were never correct, not meant to be correct.
You guys are paid by the hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get paid by the hour, an estimate by the hour? How does that work? Because we have a time clock. We got to turn stuff. I mean, we literally have a time clock.
How do you pay officers by the hour? There were so many holes in the PD, it was difficult to comprehend.
Then you're ultimately responsible for making sure the numbers are accurate when they go to Mary, who I assume Mary does some other report as well, or did at the time.
I have no clue. We just turn in our timesheets to her.
But you make a report for city council, or for village council. I'm sorry, if I keep calling city council, I'm just used to this. You make a report for village council, right?
The end of the month, they would get a report.
Yes.
On with the fire department and every street department and everything else.
Right. And that report is done by who?
Vermaeten.
Okay, so Vermaeten does the report. He does the report up, and I would assume, since you're the guy in charge ultimately, and you're the one responsible for numbers ultimately, you look at that report.
No.
You don't look at the report that Vermaeten's doing?
No, he would come in or on a Friday when I'm off on Fridays, and he knows Monday is the council meeting. He would do it up, and then he would take it over and give it to Valerie. I have no clue.
But you know who comes. But you know who's coming and going, Jimmy. That's the whole thing I want to get at. You know who's coming and going in the department, and there are people like Schilling. Is it Schilling? Schiller? I know
Jason Schilling.
Jason Schilling.
Yeah.
I talked to lots of people, and they said he only comes during taser training. That's it. And he's listed for 16 hours a month.
Correct.
Every single month.
Correct. Because Frank Foster, our mayor, said he did our radar, he did our taser, and he did what else did he do? Radar, taser.
The department's officers were all overpaid for the work they performed. One officer in particular was paid full-time, despite only attending taser training. Here's the chief's explanation.
I believe it is accurate because the mayor, Frank Foster, said, we will trade him this 16 hours a month if he continues to train us like that. And that's the way we did it.
I understand what you're saying. I do. I get it. But, a guy like that's invaluable. But you want that guy to actually work. And when you're presenting those numbers to the village council, the numbers don't match what is actually going on. So if you're putting 16 hours down, it looks like that guy's been there for 16 hours that month. He put in at least 16 hours of time, right?
If you wanted to look at it that way, yes.
I don't know. I really don't know how else to look at it, Jimmy, when it comes to that, because, again, valuable guy. You want to keep him around. You want to keep him happy, but he's not putting the numbers in that you are saying he's putting in. Does that make sense?
The chief once again deflected blame, pointing fingers at other officers and even the mayor, insisting he was simply going along with their decisions. He seemed unable to comprehend the seriousness of the situation and his own accountability.
But it's on there for 16 hours a month. Every month that she's been there, she's got 16 hours a month. I call her, she says, no, that's not accurate. I call the guy she rides with, Haas.
Jeff Haas.
Jeff says, no, she does not work 16 hours a month. Yeah, you guys put 16 hours a month on that sheet.
Again,
you understand that's a criminal charge. That could be a criminal charge to do all that stuff.
There's no monetary value.
There's no monetary value. You're making it public. You're making it public record. You're falsifying a public document because it's going over to village council. You see what I'm saying? So you're falsifying a document that goes over there, and I don't know why. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. But. This is a place to explain it, Jimmy, if you're going to. This is where it gets explained.
Well, sure, I know this is where it gets explained.
The chief was shown his crimes, and that immediately made him start gaslighting the detectives.
Let's go to these checks that were cashed for the insurance company. Now, I talked to the insurance company about those checks, and they had some pretty big issues with them. Mm-hmm. All right? That may be something that I'm going to have to turn over to somebody else to investigate criminally. If it gets to that point, I may have to do that. I don't know what's there. The insurance checks that when you were transported to the hospital, you were supposed to pay. You weren't supposed to cash them, and you cashed 4 of them.
Oh Lord, you got to be kidding me.
See, Jimmy, the problem with an internal investigation is once it starts rolling, it starts opening the door to all kinds of other stuff that comes in. Mm-hmm. And I have a duty now to at least address it and try to figure out what's going on. In this setting, again, you're under Garrity, okay? I can't use anything you say criminally, period. Okay?
Oh, I understand.
So, all right, I want you to understand that, before you.
This is funny. These checks, I honestly wholeheartedly, with my life, believe they were my Aflac checks. Because I talked to John Curtis, you can call him and ask him, I got him in my phone. He says, you've got a check coming, and you're going to have checks coming for your follow-up visits. I just got a check, and you can run out to my truck or give me the keys. I got $3,100 out there. I just got an Aflac check for this.
Okay.
I honestly, wholeheartedly, 1,000,000% believe them checks were mine. This started to piss me off. When I found out they weren't, I made arrangements and they were taking money out of my payroll every month.
They mentioned
I didn't fight the system because I honestly, guys, I honestly believed they were my checks.
So did you get any Aflac checks during that time that you were getting those checks?
Yes.
Okay, so did you wonder, like, hey, wait a minute, why is Aflac sending me another check?
No, because he told me that I had money coming from follow-ups.
Gotcha.
Just like a few minutes ago, I go to the hospital. I've been to the hospital since February 4th, every day for 3 hours.
The entire police department was a mess, and the detectives were just dropping bombs at the chief, who should have been aware of this prior to this investigation. As the investigation neared its end, Hansie's desperation became clear, and he even admitted to some of the alleged misconduct. In the end, he once again tried to become the victim in this situation.
Right before Mary left in December, I asked if we could get a window tint meter for $48. No, you don't have the money. Seriously?
Wow, $48?
$48. So that's the way we've always been in that village from day one I started. They don't give us nothing. We buy our own paper. We buy our own uniform. They give us a uniform allowance. But we buy our own boots and we buy our own guns and our belts and stuff that whatever the uniform allowance won't cover.
You know, that reminds me of something though, Jimmy, I gotta ask you before you take off here. You threw away a bunch of property the other day. Yeah.
No, it was boxes and stuff like that.
Okay. And one of them was one of our uniform shirts.
Yes,
I
yes.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
Why'd you throw away our shirt?
It had been in the back of the property room forever.
So some of the stuff you threw away, was that property or just boxes? Because we found some dried up weed and all that stuff too out there. You understand, you gotta get court orders to throw that stuff out, right?
Right, that was just dirt.
Shortly after the interrogation ended, and after the investigation was concluded, Chief Hansie was charged with 22 administrative counts. Chief Hansie was immediately dismissed from his position and placed on diversion. Fortunately, he was removed from his position and held responsible for his negligence and misconduct. If you like crime content like this, subscribe to stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
You weren't even here. I wait for the supervisor.
5-4, meeting.